Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Nat from Nat's Numbers, also known as the Numerology Chick over on Instagram. So today in this week's video, we are going to be talking about the meaning of your life path number. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a lot of my special secrets that I've learned over the past decade, what the life path number is, why it's considered the most powerful number in your numerology chart, the biggest misconception or misunderstanding around the life path, and why some people don't resonate with their number. And then by the end of this video, I am going to be going through life path numbers 1 through 9, including the master numbers, and giving you a general overview of what the meaning of that life path number is. So if you want to get right into it, I'm going to put timestamps in the description box if you want to skip over some of this content and go directly to what you're interested in. And if you do like this content and you want more, and you want to share the love, make sure to like, subscribe, share with friends and family so that I know that you want more of this content. My plan is to do one video a week on the topic of numerology, which is my jam, but also spirituality and other topics like that. So let's dive in. So the most important thing is for you to first know what your life path number is, okay? So I'm going to put in the description box below a free numerology calculator. This is going to be probably a long video, so I don't want to do a tutorial right here live. But basically, your life path number is derived from your birth date. And as numerologists, we take your birth date and we add all of the numbers in your birth date down until we get a single digit. And your life path will be one of 12 different life paths that exist. So make sure to pause the video, click that link to the free numerology calculator to find out what your life path number is. All right, so then what is the meaning of your life path number? Why is it considered the most powerful number in your numerology chart? Your life path number it's your purpose. It's your mission in this world. It's not so much who you are as it is who you are asked to become, what mission you're asked to engage in and act on. It's teaching each of us how to be empowered, capable, impactful people out there in the world and how to play our part. What a lot of people don't know is that your life path number is actually the longest timing cycle that you go through in your life. Timing cycle in numerology means that it's the territory that you're walking through in life. The master numerologist Hans D. Kaz, I'll put a link in the description box to his website. He has a brilliant analogy for the life path number. He says, imagine that each life path number, each of these 12 different life paths, are a particular ecosystem or topography, right? So maybe one life path is walking through a jungle, the other one is walking through a desert, another is walking over mountaintops or sailing over the open ocean, right? It's very difficult to be successful when you are, number one, not aware of the environment that you are called into and that you are designed to engage with, and very difficult to be successful, number two, if you never learn how to engage with that environment and actually master it. Like, so if you don't know that you're meant to go to wizard school, but you stay in the muggle world, you're probably not going to be very happy. You know, if you don't know that you're meant to be a Jedi and you just stay in the comfort of your lazy boy chair and watch Wheel of Fortune, you're probably not going to feel fulfilled. So your life path number is considered the most powerful because if you did nothing else, if you just woke up to the path that you're meant to walk and learned how to be a capable, functioning human being on that path, that can absolutely change your life. And I want to give you an example. I'm going to try not to cry because it's a very emotional story for me. I don't know why. When I was in my early 20s, I became obsessed with this guy named Tom Brown Jr. Tom Brown Jr. is a famous tracker and survivalist, and he's now like 70 years old, but when he was a little boy, this man named Stalking Wolf taught him how to basically master living in the forest, and how to track animals and how to hunt and all of these things. And Tom Brown became so well known that he opened up his own survival school. The military hired him to train their guys. The police would hire him to come in on cases that they couldn't solve. And there's this one story in one of his books that I'll never ever forget. It was the story of, I think it was an adult man, I think it was a hiker, and he got lost. And Tom Brown was called in as the last resort to figure out what happened. Well, Tom finds this guy's trail, and he doesn't just track where he's walking through the forest. He can look at the footprints and actually tell you whether this guy was walking, running, standing still for a moment, looking left, looking right. He could tell you what the emotional state was of this human or animal that he was tracking. And so he's telling the story of seeing that this man is obviously now tired. He's reached the point of exhaustion. He's been lost for far too long. And he slows down and he looks to the left and he sees an opening in the forest, and he goes and he plops down in that opening and he dies. He dies of exposure, which is basically he dies of being cold through the night. What is so heart-wrenching about this story isn't that he died, but it's that he died and all around him were the resources and the tools that he needed to survive, but he didn't know. He didn't know how to survive within the forest. He didn't know how to start a fire. He didn't know that he could dig a hole and fill it with pine needles and leaves and cover it up with branches to keep himself warm through the night. He had no idea. And I think that this story is a brilliant spiritual metaphor for what it's like when we go through life and we do not have an understanding of our purpose. We don't have an understanding of the particular topography that we're walking through in life, the lessons and challenges that we're meant to embrace, right? It's sort of like we have our slumped over moment when we just want to give up because we're walking through this lifetime and we feel that things aren't working out for us. We feel that something is off, something is wrong. So this segues into the most common misconception about the life path number. When you read up on your life path number in a numerology book, if you go look it up online, some people read it and they're like, listen, that is not me, or man, that is not my girlfriend, that is not my husband, that is not my child. People think that you should already be exhibiting these characteristics or qualities of mastery right out of the gates. And that is not what your life path is about. It's about embracing these lessons and challenges over the course of your life so that you eventually become somebody that you were not. Okay? So whether you embrace your life path number or actively deny it, so embracing the life path is when we experience the higher function. When we deny it, that's when we experience the lower function. Regardless, you are going to notice that that life path, the purpose, is a powerful thread or theme that runs through the timeline of your life. And if you look at it from that vantage point, then it's uncannily accurate in its ability to predict a person's fundamental experience in this weird, wacky holodeck of reality. Okay? So now I'm going to dive into every single life path, and I'm going to talk in general about who you're called to become, the mission that you're called to embrace, but what challenges you have to face, right, before you might awaken to that. Okay, this is like your training. So life path number 1, you guys are meant to become the independent pioneer, the innovator. But what that means is that you must face the challenge of codependence or the denial of self. Yeah. Life path 11s, you guys are meant to become the inspirational messenger. That's your mission. But that means that you have to face the challenge of standing out, not fitting in, possibly even being ostracized, okay? That's actually what feeds your mission and awakens you to your mission. Life path number 2, you guys are meant to become the peacemaker. But that means you have to face the challenge of discord, connection, conflict, even abandonment, okay? This is why, for instance, somebody might read that their friend is a life path number 2, you know, the peacemaker, and they're like, no, that person, like, listen, my friend is a source of conflict and manipulation and fights all the time. It's like, yeah, that is the fundamental theme of a 2 life path. It's not that they're, you know, this benevolent peacemaker right out of the gates. It's that the universe throws them into an environment where they have to face that challenge head on. And if they choose to face and embrace this beautiful mission, then they can rise into that higher potential and become the peacemaker. All right, life path number 3. You are meant to become the creative, the artist, the communicator. But guess what? The way that you do that is you have to face this challenge of being silenced, of feeling that your voice doesn't matter. Life path number 4. To become the pragmatist or the builder, that's your mission, you have to face the challenge of fundamental instability, okay? Instability in your environment, instability within yourself. Life path 22, to become the master architect, that's your mission. Bring dreams down into reality. You have to face this challenge head on of survival. Life path number 5. My oldest daughter is a 5. Your mission as a life path 5 is to become the adventurer, the freedom seeker. But you have to face the challenge, the lesson of being caged, confined, and overly cautious. Life path number 6, your mission is to become the healer or the caregiver. But to do so, you have to face the challenge of neglect, sometimes to yourself. Life path number 33, master number 33, to become this master teacher, you have to face the challenge of hypocrisy in yourself and in others. Life path number 7, you guys are here to become the seekers or the shamans, but you do so by facing superficiality and mistruth head on. Life path 8, that's me. We are here to become the powerhouse, the authority, the CEO by facing the challenge of victimhood or of lack. And my life path number 9s. You guys are here to become the wise old soul humanitarians. But to do so, you have to face the challenge of existential disillusionment with humanity and the world as a whole. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you want a more sort of in-depth description of your life path number, I'll provide a link in the description box. Numerologist.com has incredible numerology reports that I think they have one that's maybe $14. I think they have like a $32 version, but I'll put links to that if you want to dive in even further. So let me know, what do you think about your life path when it's talked about in this sort of new or different way? And what kind of videos do you want in the future? I would love to hear from you below. All right, guys, bye.